Today, I'm going to be sharing with you why 95% of individuals never lose that hard, just stubborn belly fat. And I was in your shoes. I was overweight at age 13, 180 pounds. I got down to 90 pounds before I started my journey. And on my fitness journey, and I spent 8 years building my body to my physique before I lost 50 pounds in 9 months. But this is the key. When I lost the weight, I did it in a way, which all of these tips I'm going to be sharing with you today, so that I am able to sustain my physique year round and make this a lifestyle. So if you've tried every diet out there, you still have that stubborn belly fat that you can't lose. These things are 7 reasons today why you can't lose that belly fat. And by making the changes, we can overcome them to get you long-lasting results. Because when it comes down to it, guys, we all go for the fast fix when it comes to fat loss. And if we lose the weight fast, sometimes it does come with a cost, but I like to look at it as a different approach, a long-term approach. Because every time we lose the weight and gain it back, we're gaining a little bit more fat back with it. We're losing a little bit more muscle every time we cut. And then as we get older, especially for my women over 40, it makes it harder and harder to lose that weight. So we're going to dive right into it. Here are my 7 reasons why 95% of people never lose that stubborn belly fat. And before we go into it, I did create a freebie for you guys. I'm going to be posting it in the description on my YouTube channel. And it is my top 5 hormone balancing smoothies to help boost your metabolism, to help with your gut, get rid of bloating so that you feel your strongest, sexiest self. And I even included my top booster foods in there to take your gut healing, hormone balancing to the next level. But we're going to dive right into it. So the first thing that I've seen, so I've worked with over 900 clients, and a lot of the women that I work with, they're over 40, perimenopause, postmenopause, hysterectomy, with thyroid issues and gut issues going on. And a big trend that I see is number 1. When we go to fat loss, we cut our calories hard and fast. What happens is there's something called metabolic adaptation. So basically, when we cut our food, you may initially realize that you are losing weight. But what happens, depending on the person, their amount of muscle mass, past diet history, how long they've been on the deficit, our body's metabolism adapts to that. That is now going to be your maintenance. And where do we go from there? So if we cut our calories really hard fast, we're doing a lot of cardio, and our body adapts to that, where do we go from there? How is that going to be sustainable? And what happens is we end up getting chronic cravings, we get low energy, and our body starts to burn fewer calories throughout the day. And I did a whole video on this too, like 2 weeks ago. You have to check it out. It is on NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Our bodies are smart. When we're cutting calories more and we're getting these chronic cravings and we're doing a lot of cardio, our body starts to conserve energy. We're moving less throughout the day. And that could be a big difference. Someone that moves their body a lot and has that energy, I'm able to eat 2,600 plus calories a day because I have a lot of movement. So first mistake and a first reason why a lot of people are unable to lose that belly fat and keep it off is because we go to a fast extreme, cut our calories low fast, then we get these chronic cravings. We don't look at things like our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So we're moving less, we're burning less, and then we're just feel run down. And then boom, we yo-yo out of it. Okay. And remember, every time we yo-yo, it makes it harder and harder to lose that weight. Now, my second one is going to be not learning how to create meals for your metabolism. So when I was 180 pounds at age 13, I went to a nutritionist. I wanted to lose the weight. She wouldn't put me on a diet, but she did teach me one thing. She said, Elizabeth, if you're eating that carbohydrate or just a bowl of fruit, I'm just gonna throw it out there, and you're not having a protein and a fat at that meal, what happens is we have a spike in our insulin levels, but we're not activating our hunger and our satiety cues. Like for example, when we have protein and fat at a meal, what happens is that 2 things happen. Protein activates something called our peptide YY, which is almost like a satiety. You feel full and satiated. And then the fats activate our I can never pronounce this, but it's like our CCK. And that's another hormone that allows us to stop eating, that satiety cue. So if we don't learn how to balance our meals for our metabolism, then what we may realize is that we're eating more snacks throughout the day. We're not stabilizing our blood sugar levels. We're getting more cravings. We're not feeling full and satiated. And then it makes a diet so much harder, and it makes you yo-yo out of it, and it's not the best for our metabolism. So when it comes down to it, the second thing is going to be learning how to create meals to master your metabolism. And in return, you're going to feel fuller, more satiated after those. And a fun little fact, protein has a 20% thermogenic effect on food, meaning you are burning 20% of the calories to break it down. And then it acts on your satiety hormones. So it's all about getting the right balance for your body. Now, by the way, I saved the best for last. I got 7 of these coming for you. So before we go into it, I need to share with you something super special. If you are finding these tips helpful, I want to introduce you to my 90-day transformation challenge. It starts March 11th. And what I do is I teach my clients everything to get sustainable results. And I'm going to go a little bit more into it, but basically, I don't just give my clients calories in versus calories out. As we get older, let's face it, it doesn't work anymore. We have to start working with our hormones. So I take a holistic approach to fat loss with my clients. In simple terms, I help my clients eat more, they're losing weight, they're building muscle, they're less bloated, their confidence is through the roof. Eating out with traveling and events is no longer a struggle. So I make it a lifestyle so that they're able to build muscle, lose fat, transform their body, and get sustainable results in terms of fat loss, because that is key, guys. I have to share, before I go into the next tip, a little kind of win. So an example is a client came to me for my 90-day transformation challenge, and let's just say she was doing every diet out there. She did keto, she was doing low carb, she was training 2 hours a day. And she went to every trainer, she was pushing her body to the max. And what we realized is that we had an underlying, because I look at a more holistic approach, but we had an underlying undiagnosed thyroid issue going on. So we had to change her whole training up. And I say we, because me and my clients are a team in this. We are a team. I like to take all my clients' struggles. I work with them to help overcome those so that they can make this a lifestyle. And I structured all of her training to where she's in and out of the gym in under 45 minutes now. She actually doesn't feel fatigued, run down after her workouts. Her immune system is through the roof. On no extremes, she is down 13 pounds in my 90 days. Post-menopause, seeing muscle come in. That is fucking huge. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I just get so excited. And another client of mine, so I have a lot of people that come to me with a lot of, health issues because I went through them myself. She had just busy mom. But this is the key. She had this mindset all around food. Because I came from a past ED, I work with a lot of people struggling with fear of fat, adding in these foods. We had a huge mindset shift. And after struggling with years of low carb diets, excessive cardio, letting food dictate her life, she now found balance. In just 2 weeks, she's learning all about how to train smarter versus harder. Her confidence is through the roof. Her clothes are fitting completely different. And she is now a better wife, a better mom, because we've implemented things to give her time back. Time back so she has more time for her. Because I don't know if you're a busy mom out there or you're in this place, but I say it's like sometimes we get to the place where we drop our water bottle and then what happens is we explode because we're doing stuff for everyone else and nothing for us. And it's about looking at all of these different aspects so that we can get your confidence back, get your energy back, get our gut, our hormones, and look at fat loss in a different way. That's how I look at it with my clients. If you need help, send me over that DM ready on Instagram or head to the show notes below in my description. And let's set up a call. You just have to fill out the questionnaire. I will be in touch with you within 24 hours to set up the call so that we can see if we're that perfect fit for my upcoming challenge. Act fast though, because I only have 3 spots left. They are filling up fast and I'm just so excited. But we're going to go right into it. We are talking about 7 things that cause people to never lose that stubborn belly fat. So we talked about the first one's cutting our calories too hard, too fast. Number 2 is not learning about how to create meals to master your metabolism. Now, the third one. This one is a big one. So on my 90-day transformation challenge, every week I go live with my clients and I teach them everything that they need for the sustainability. Number 1 is we don't look at the struggles. So what I mean by that is ask yourself, what is the number 1 thing keeping you from getting sustainable fat loss? A big one that I see with a lot of clients that come to me is the nutrition aspect when at restaurants, events, and eating out. They don't know what to eat when they're at a restaurant. They feel like they're on track throughout the week, but then what happens is on the weekend, they get thrown off. They don't know how to be social with it. They don't know how to do it if they have a busy lifestyle. So I actually have a whole module where I teach them that, how to eat out at restaurants, how to do things so they don't have to track, to make it a balance. So my third biggest reason why I see a lot of people not be able to lose that stubborn belly fat is because we're not looking at the struggles, specifically with the nutrition in terms of having that social setting, being able to go out to events and stuff and make the nutrition easy. So that just causes us to kind of have the yo-yo and never feel our best self. Now we are going to the next one, which is going to be I got to throw it out there, is hard to follow diets. So what I see a lot is that a lot of individuals, what they do is they go from a standard American diet and boom, go right into an extreme diet. They cut out all carbs or a certain food group, or they go straight to doing just like isogenics and shakes. And a lot of those, number 1, is like the shakes and stuff. They cut your calories very low, very fast, going to, again, like we talked about, the metabolic adaptation, the cravings, the low energy, the yo-yo out. But also, you may not know this, but for every 1 gram of carbohydrate, your body holds on to 3 to 6 grams of water. So when you cut out carbohydrates initially, you may start losing water weight. But what happens is we need a certain amount of carbohydrates for our hormones, our thyroid, for building muscle, for recovery. So we go to these hard to follow diets or these extremes that limit certain food groups. They make it really tough to keep up. And when people stop using these diets, they don't know where to go back because they haven't got the education and the foundations for what to eat and for their metabolism. So they revert back to old habits and they gain the weight right back again. The yo-yo, guys, harder and harder to lose the weight, especially as we get older. So when we look at our diet, it's about not doing the extremes, finding the balance. Now, we're going into my next tip. And if you are enjoying this, make sure to share this video with a friend, subscribe to my channel. I go live every single day, and I have a really, really special topic I'm going to be covering today, this week. And it is a big trend in the industry. We'll say Ozempic, possibly. So that is coming soon. So make sure you subscribe. A lot of things coming. But my next one is going to be emotional eating. So let's face it. A lot of us have a lot of stress going on. I'm a type of person, I'm a Virgo. I tend to be a high stress, and I used to let it control me. And sometimes stress can create sadness, making people want to eat more. Sometimes it's the opposite, but sometimes I'm a stress eater. And we don't find ways to deal with these emotions. We turn toward alcohol, or we turn towards food. We emotionally eat. We get stuck into this circle of we don't feel good, we don't do good, then we don't want to do good. And we're in this vicious cycle. And we don't know how to get out of it. And having a whole support system is really, really key. And also getting to the root cause of the emotional eating. And that's a big thing. So with my challenge, and I keep talking about it because I'm going to face it, guys, like I truly am so passionate about it and am passionate about sustainable fat loss because I struggled for years with not knowing what to do. There's so many different diets out there. I wanted to go to extremes and diuretics and cut all my sodium. And I had so much fear around food, and I was an emotional eater. I would actually cut my calories when I had my eating disorder to around 500 during the week. And then I would binge on around 7,000 on the weekend and not leave the house. I felt no confidence. I hated myself. I would over exercise throughout the week to get it back. And I was in this vicious cycle. So I work with my clients on getting to the root cause of the stress. We work on our mindset. We work on all of the tools so that we're able to get our mind overcome trauma and get to this right place. Because if we go on an extreme diet and we don't focus on the stress eating, the emotional eating, reverting toward alcohol and everything, how we don't have a support system, it makes it very hard. And I'm all for making it easy. And we have to create a whole new mindset for you and create those habits, because we spend years bringing us down. I spent years telling myself so many negative things. I hated myself. I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. And I was so focused on, I'm never going to do good. I'm never going to get there. I'm not good enough. And we have to create changes in that mindset. It does not come easy, but we set small tools and we overcome them together, so that by the end of the 12 weeks, we have the habits shifted in the mind and we feel strong. We feel confidence. We don't let this freaking scale throw us off anymore in terms of our mindset. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We're going to go into it with my next one. Bum, bum, bum. Hiring a coach. I'm throwing this out there because what I find is, and I'm going to use, like I said, I work with a lot of people. They come to me on discovery calls and they're like, I'm Googling this and I'm trying this diet. I've done keto, carnivore, vegan, raw vegan, fruitarian. I was more stressed out about what diet to do. I kept switching diets. Stress increases our cortisol, fight or flight hormone, and that throws all of our hormones out of whack. You may retain water. You feel like you're storing belly fat. So sometimes I'm going to say this and then this. Sometimes you need to find that person you could trust in, that you believe is that person to get you there, to take the stress off your plate so that you have a game plan that you can stick to reach your goals. Because if we're so stressed out about our diet and then we're changing everything and we don't know what to do, then we're never going to have that consistency to get us to those goals. And I work with a lot of doctors. I work with a lot of athletes. I work with a lot of busy moms and everyone. And I will say all of the top people in there need someone to guide them because they have so much going on in their life. So never feel afraid to reach out to somebody. And I will still say this, find the person that you believe in. I do discovery calls with my clients to see if we're that perfect fit. I don't take on everyone. I do not. I want to make sure we are that right fit, because if you don't believe in my whole approach to it, then how are you going to get results? We have to be a team in it together and have that trust. Okay. So find someone that you trust in and you know is going to help you get there, so that you're less stressed out and you can get there. Okay. And then I want to take you to my final one of the day. And remember, guys, if you're struggling right now, subscribe to this channel, go check out my other videos. And a key one is go check out my whole thing I did on thyroid health, because this is leading me to the next part. When we get older, calories in versus calories out don't work anymore. Maybe you feel like you're cutting calories, you're training hard. When we go to extremes that we have high stress, it throws off many aspects of our body, our hormones, our thyroid. Doctors do not run the right tests for the thyroid, okay? I did a whole video on this and I deep dive with my clients on the thyroid, because the truth is our thyroid runs our metabolism. If we're on antidepressants, I was for 7 years. I had chronic anxiety. I had so many imbalances with my hormones. No matter how hard I was training, I did not get the results. So if we're doing everything right, but we're pushing our body to the extreme and we still can't lose weight, we need to address our thyroid, our hormones. And that is a huge, huge thing. I take a holistic approach to fat loss. It's not about calories in versus calories out. We have to look at our gut, our hormones, our thyroid, making our movement, and do these things so that you're able to get a sustainable approach when it comes down to fat loss. And again, if you need help to this, head to the description below on my YouTube, fill out the questionnaire. Let's set up a discovery call to see if we are the perfect fit. Remember, we have to have a good relationship, a good coach relationship together to get you to reach your goals. And if you guys want my little freebie, I have it posted in the little description, my 5 smoothie recipes. Balance hormones, gut, they're delicious. They're not your typical smoothies. I'm more on like gut healing, high omega-3 hormone balancing. And I want to know, what is your number one thing keeping you from reaching your goals? Head to the comments, drop it below. Make sure you are subscribed. I put up a new video last Saturday and I want you to check it out. I'm going to put it at the very end of this one, and it's how I help my client. It's my whole approach, and I'll take you deep into it of how I helped her lose 9 pounds and 6 inches off her waist, training less, eating more at age 56. I take you through everything I did so you can hear my approach, and it's going to like game change you in terms of the way you look at fat loss moving forward. I hope you found this helpful. I will see you guys later. Make sure you are subscribed, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Love you guys.